nice laugh, are you?
Australian legends!
Hey!
Sir, can you knock?
What's up, everyone? Adam from FWCI. This is How to Marry a Millionaire from 1950-something. Shout out to Tom and Patreon for this recommendation. This is a Marilyn. This is a Marilyn Rope-a-Dope. Marilyn Monroe is in this one. So this is my first movie with her in it at all, and I don't think she's the main character, but I'm sure she steals the show, and that's why everybody knows what her name is. But a bunch of other actors in here. I think it was oh man, does it tell me the cast here? Rory Calhoun, yes. That just makes me think of Mr. Burns.
You know who it reminds me of?
Benji?
No.
Lassie?
No. The person who's always standing and walking.
Rory Calhoun?
That's it.
If you want a full-length version of this reaction, patreon.com/FWCI is where you can get it. $5 e-dues, you get early access to movies as well as early access to whatever else I'm reacting to at that point in time. $5 e-dues. You don't have to be a millionaire. You don't have to marry a millionaire. You just need $5 e-dues spare, and you get early access and you help the channel out. Or you can just subscribe here on YouTube, which is free. Also, no millionaire status required for that. I'm not overly familiar with a lot of these like old-timey movies. I've heard of them. I've heard the titles just sort of referenced or in like lists and stuff like that, but I've never gone out of my way to watch a Marilyn Monroe movie before. The movie that I did watch that I loved was My Fair Lady. That was absolutely amazing. That's Audrey Hepburn in that one. Yes, she is hilarious in that. Like, I'm not trying to be like, on a sliding scale from like what it was like back then to now. Like, no, she was just straight up hilarious, and I loved that movie. So I hope we get some comedy in this one. I do like to laugh. This is a very old movie, so I don't know what the hell I'm in for with this one here, but we're gonna learn how to marry a millionaire. Get your notepads ready. This is 1950-something, How to Marry a Millionaire. Alright boys, play that big band music, let's go! So when I think of Marilyn Monroe, I think of this Dave Chappelle joke where he's talking about Marilyn Monroe singing Happy Birthday to JFK. Happy birthday, Mr. President. And JFK probably in his head was like,
Bitch, my family's here.
I would love to be old mate in the background with the giant drum. Just give me a couple of boom, I can hit that. Come on, drum dude, what are you doing? Just standing there. Oh, you can put your drumstick on the top. Jesus Christ, mate. Worst drummer ever. So this is how you marry a millionaire, is it? Got it. By the way, I'm glad I got the subtitles because I'm getting a play-by-play subtitle of this entire orchestral arrangement right here. Yeah, give me that soft flute phrasing. Or that legato string addition. We are 5 minutes into an hour-and-a-half long movie. And all I've seen is the back of this guy's head. Show me the back of Marilyn's head. I said it. I stand by it. Crescendo! How did people way back in these days not accidentally take like the equivalent of like ecstasy or something and go to one of these shows and get kicked out because they were just feeling the music a little bit too much? I want stories about that. Where's that historical record? Encore! Another 7 minutes! I'm looking forward to this 20-minute story about, oh no, now we just get all the things right. Betty Grable, Lauren Bacall, and Marilyn Monroe in How to Marry a Millionaire. Co-starring David Wayne, Rory Calhoun, and Cameron Mitchell. With Alex D'Arcy, Fred Clark, and William Patwell. Boy, this song just keeps going, doesn't it? Hey, this is ringing bells. Springfield, Springfield, it's a hell of a town. The schoolyard's up and the shopping mall's down. In Central Park. Oh, whoa, what the fuck is that lyric all about? I don't know about that one. I mean, I get there's a language disconnect, but even still.
You won't be able to meet Mr. Denmark, the owner. He flew to Europe this morning.
Oh, God damn it, Denmark.
Wasn't that awfully sudden?
Oh, very. But you know how those income tax people are when you skip a whole year.
What?
Oh, he won't be needing the place for years now. I hear Mr. Whiskers really blew his top this time.
You mean he can't come back to this country?
It would be, I understand, the very height of folly.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so you got this ballin' ass new place to live now? Live or do business? What is going on here?
How long shall I make the lease for?
Oh, a year will be quite enough, thank you.
Well, don't you think you ought to have it?
Alright, what is your sneaky secret life going on here, lady? What is this all about? Why are you off the grid like this? Although it's there is no grid. It's 1950 something.
Bingo.
I'll be right over.
Sexy trombone, that can only mean one thing.
Had to get the Chrysler people to demonstrate that new showboat for me again.
The one with the gold trim?
What's it called?
So wait, are they? Oh, How to Marry a Millionaire. Are they like shysters, grifters, or whatever? Scam artists?
I'll call Loco.
Loco who?
You know, that girl I was telling you about from Jersey. You remember?
Do we want to invite somebody named Loco from Jersey to this?
It means crazy, you know?
Yeah, I know.
Stop in on your way up here and pick up something for lunch for us.
How many?
3.
Okay, just as soon as I get something on.
Loco. Alright, you're living quite the life.
Maybe. But she's awful clever with a quarter.
What the hell does that mean?
I just don't know how I'll ever be able to thank you enough.
Is that Loco? Because that's not what I was expecting.
This is a gentleman I met at the cold cuts counter. What did you say your name was?
Tom Brookman.
Tom!
Paula de Beauvoir. How do you do? Oh, and this is
Paula
Miss
de Beauvoir? And Miss Page, alright. Sorry, Mrs.
I don't want to be snobbish about it, but if we begin with characters like that, we might just as well throw in the towel right now.
They're high-end hucksters. You know, given that the first 7 minutes of this movie was just music, we've really caught up to what the plot is and who these people are and exactly what the fuck's going on very, very quickly. Bravo, movie. Good pacing. Oh, Brookman's got a bit of cheddar cheese. While not having a necktie.
Mine was one of those divorces you don't read about. The wife finished second.
But that's against the law, isn't it?
When I ask him how about that, he hits me with a chicken.
A live chicken?
No, a baked chicken, stuffed.
A live chicken.
Of course I want to get married again. Who doesn't? It's the biggest thing you can do in life.
Alright, ladies, you can do a lot more than get married these days, thank God.
We're all working steady, so we throw everything we make into the kitty and get a little organization into this marriage caper.
Marriage caper? Which one of you's being married off? All of you?
All my life, ever since I was a little girl, I've always had the same dream. To marry a zillionaire. Do you know who I'd like to marry? Who? Rockefeller. Which one? I don't care.
Any of them?
But how about one of those rich Maharajas?
How about 3 of them? Wouldn't that be wonderful if we had 3 of them up for dinner and they all married us?
Think of all those diamonds.
What are you doing, ladies?
This is really living it up, isn't it? People that live any other way are just crazy.
Her voice is so sultry. Anybody who lives another way is just crazy. Like every line is like that. I'm guessing that's what her actual voice is.
Well, it's not in first-class condition, you understand, but,
He better not be like an eligible bachelor in their eyes.
2,500?
Take it.
Okay, good. They just there to get his money. Money.
Well, I kept thinking about you, but I didn't realize who you were till I picked up an old magazine this morning.
What do you mean?
You were Miss Steinbach Beer last year.
She was?
Listen, Mr. Brookman, you're wasting your time on this number. Don't call it again, will you?
Oh, and she doesn't realize that he's a zillionaire. Miss Page. You're so short-sighted. And where are you going to sleep, by the way? You've sold all your furniture.
I could have got engaged last week if I wanted to. You know, that tall one that borrowed $5 from me.
And Loke shows up every evening with a gentleman she's met in the old drugstore.
Loke, come on, get with the program.
I think it's the men these days. They're getting more and more nervous, especially the loaded ones.
The loaded ones.
Just set everything out to be clean. But if you don't mind coming into the dining room.
Of course not.
Whoa. Marilyn, you can do so much better than this old man.
There's a little organization that I'm a member of, the Oil Institute, kind of elder statesman of the business.
Oh, perfect.
You would honor us with your presence. I'm sure you'd make us all very happy indeed.
You mean nothing but oil men?
Well, not exactly. Probably a few bankers, too. A few drinks and a few laughs, perhaps.
Sounds just creamy to me.
Does sound creamy.
And don't worry, they're not all old crocs like me.
You look just the prime to me.
Well, thank you very much, ladies. You've already made my trip to New York worthwhile.
Yeah, man, this is the best day of your life.
Great big room full of nothing but rich millionaires. And us.
Marilyn Monroe just attracts your gaze. The other actresses must probably hate her because I have only been staring at her this entire movie. Oh, hello, waitress.
A quart of champagne.
What kind, sir?
The best you've got.
Very good, sir.
Alright, Mr. The Best. Oh, shit. Why is she with a guy with an eye patch? Alright, I'm interested in this. Why has he only got one eye? What happened to his other eye?
This way, my dear.
I'm so sorry.
Is there crimes happening in the other thing?
I'm sorry.
That dress looks absolutely unbelievable, by the way. She looks amazing there. Newsflash, Marilyn Monroe is beautiful.
There is no Mrs. Merrill, and I live in New York. Does that clear the situation a bit for you?
Jesus, he's pretty direct.
Married. I sometimes think I'm the most married man in the USA.
And my marriage is the best.
My wife. Her sister, who's divorced. And I don't blame the guy for a second. An aunt from North Attleboro, Massachusetts. And 3 more whose names I didn't even catch.
Oh my god. That was a hilarious little speech.
I suppose there's really only one cure for loneliness.
Yeah, and it's not getting in a boat and loafing around the world for 6 months. What are you talking about, man?
I was certain that those chaps from Saucony and Standard of New Jersey would have somebody on the spot.
You getting all this, Marilyn?
$200 or $300 million. And naturally, I wasn't going to take any chances.
Well, naturally.
I heard $200 or $300 million. That's what I heard.
When you live in a lunatic asylum like that, you've just got to get out of town every now and then. You know what I mean?
Perfectly.
But I've got that all fixed now. I've got me a lodge up in Maine.
I love lodges.
You'd like to see mine?
Well, I was speaking more figuratively than relatively.
Luke, I love you. You're great. Not sure about the flat top look, though. I don't like that.
If you want to know what kind of a guy I've got.
He's a... I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's a meme. It's a meme.
You need to stop being such a...
Well, what are you wasting your time on him for?
What else have I got? Unless you'd like me to lose him and join you and your friend.
Yeah, you can still get a little bit of coinage out of this dude, I reckon. You ladies ever heard of blackmail? I feel like that's right up their alley.
Did you see this fellow I'm with?
I saw him.
What's he look like?
Very nice for a one-eyed man.
Oh, she can't even
That
see
all
him.
he's got.
She can't even see the patch. Jesus, you are blind as a bat, aren't you?
Honestly, Polo, why can't you keep those cheaters on long enough to see who you...
They're great glasses.
Never mentions his wealth, just refers to it.
All Mr. Brewster talks about is what a horrible family he's got. But I'll say this for him. We haven't ordered anything yet under $5 a portion.
Oh, high roller. Jesus Christ, what a shot. That was an amazing shot. Her walk up to the mirror like that, like the rich purple color of the dress and like just the all the duplicating in the mirrors and stuff. That looked great. Why are we looking at cows now? Oh, this is what old mate trades in. Oh no, she's just dreaming about it. Right, got it.
Certainly, Mrs. Headley.
This is our airplane. His fucking eye patch.
Next operator, sir.
Is Arabia a place? I know like Saudi Arabia is, but is there like a country or is this like, or was it maybe different back in the 50s? That's probably what it was.
And I couldn't be crazier about these old Eastern customs.
All right, Luke, what are you dreaming about? Really? A hot dog and some beer? Alright, this movie's funny as hell. This is actually quite funny. Okay, why is he rolling around with a golf club and a trench coat? It looks like you're about to go on a killing spree.
It's a pastel plaid, silk organza.
Alright, so they're all models as well. Sure. Have they mentioned that yet? I don't remember that. Oh, so they're like struggling models. Okay. I mean, dang. Jesus Christ. Look at Marilyn over there, just posed up.
This is an afternoon tea dress, which plunges in the back rather than the front.
Yeah. Now what do you reckon? You think he's a plumber or whatever?
That guy is really the end of the line.
I still think he's kind of cute.
Who is he?
That garage man.
She can't see shit. I keep forgetting.
And a shirtail blouse of grey and white silk.
But yeah, I don't know about that one. I mean, I'm here for the dog, but don't know about the hat. Oh, speaking of hats.
I take another look at that pink and blue job?
But of course, sir. Miss Schatzi.
Alright, they're kind of a perfect match, aren't they?
Did you see anything I could put aside for you?
Nope. I don't see anything here that I want. Thanks again, Tony.
So it's like that, is it? Alright, go sneak in a quick 9 down at the par 3. Oh, we have to catch a train to the lodge? Jesus. Why are we playing coy like this? It's because he thinks he's going up there to have an affair? And didn't she say she wasn't going? Loco, were you trying to get crazy with SA? So when this came out, I'm guessing just having a steam train on, like, screen would have been, like, a huge deal in itself. So that explains that long scene on the platform of the train station.
The lodge, naturally.
This house?
I mean, it looks like a lodge to me, but it's a tacky lodge.
You said it was a lodge, didn't you?
I did, and it is.
Then where are the members? Like the Elks Lodge.
Oh, Loco! No!
And it was one of the happiest times of our life.
Is that what you really thought this was?
But naturally, what else?
Where do you want these?
Back in the car. I have some old Medford rum in the pantry. I'll get a drink for you. And meanwhile, maybe you like a little music.
Meanwhile, maybe I'd like a little poison, too.
Oh my god. Calm down. It's not that bad.
How I can tell it's Harry James because it is Harry James.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the music of Ziggy Colombo. Coming to you.
Call a doctor immediately.
What are you talking about?
I've got a fever, I tell you. Whenever rum smells like a carnation, I've got a fever. We've got to get a doctor right away.
Yeah, well, look, there's no reason to get hysterical about it.
Don't you hit me.
I'm not going to hit you. I just...
Jesus Christ. This is escalating quick. By the way, it's a fever. Calm down. You will survive, although it was the 50s. Maybe this is death sentence.
Not a flute, it's a thermometer. Look.
But that's not for people, it's for blizzards.
Open your mouth, I tell you.
Open your mouth, I tell you. Christ, mate.
I'm gonna die out here in this jungle.
If you want me to, I'll call Ma. She's a practical nurse.
Oh, what good'll that do?
Well, we can tell her the symptoms.
It's fucking practical nurse, you dumb shit. Oh my god.
But what is it?
Measles.
Measles?
And I've got nothing to worry about.
Get her to bed, Ma says, and keep her quiet and the room dark.
Isn't measles the one that where if you get it as an adult, it kills you?
Hi, Mike.
Well, for goodness sakes, how are you, Mr. Denmark?
Oh, the tax cheat, he's back? That's why he's in a trench coat and a hat?
Think you can arrange it?
You can get in there now, sir. They're both out for the evening. One of them's with the Texas fella and the other's with the one-eyed man.
How about the other one?
Oh, she's away at an Elks convention.
Not quite. By the way, thanks a lot, man. Just gonna let this dude in?
I'll be right back.
Okay if I turn on the lights?
Oh, sure.
Fuck you, buddy. You're the worst bellhop ever. Bellhop, whatever he is. Is he like a receptionist? Doorman, I suppose? Alright, I'm surprised that they haven't spent all of their time trying to crack that safe.
What do you have to drink?
Milk, if you don't mind.
Okay. Why did you bring him back here, by the way? Your house looks like you are not well off. They're Locos hot dogs, I'm guessing?
Tell me something. Is this furniture really out to be cleaned, or is there some other explanation?
Hello, Governor. Give me that sweet, sweet charity.
But something has happened that I would never have dreamed of. And I think the wisest thing I can do is to get out of here at once.
What do you mean?
Oh, he's fallen in love.
Oh, you stop talking about your age. You'd think you're as old as Methuselah. Don't you know you're right in the very prime of life?
Yeah. 78 years old is the prime of your life.
Thank you very much.
That's all right.
Have you got to go already?
I'm afraid so.
Well, nighty-night.
Come on.
I believe that nothing could be more wonderful for me than marrying you. And nothing worse for you.
Ah, JD, you self-deprecating old bastard.
Very well. Good night, darling.
The size of that door, by the way. Am I the only one who thinks that door looks really, really wide?
Nothing but break up a play on the 2-yard line, that's all. You and who?
Me and Stuart.
You mean Blinky?
Oh, eye patch? Blinky.
Down where?
Atlantic City.
Oh. What did you say this guy did?
He's a professional gambler, isn't he?
Nobody's mother lives in Atlantic City on Saturday.
That's a good line. So that's Rory Calhoun, isn't it? Look at him, look at him on his hind legs. Oh, that's the, oh, she was like, maybe I'll meet somebody up there. Oh, who are you gonna meet up there? Eskimos?
Here she is now.
Oh, so he's not good?
I won't always have measles, you know.
Say, you are getting better.
You just wait till we get back to New York.
I don't dig you sometimes.
My daughter had just run away and got married.
Well, for goodness sakes, what's wrong with that?
What was wrong with that was the fella's no good. He's a gigolo.
Oh, really? Maybe I know him.
What? Martinez the gigolo.
I disinherited her.
Whoa.
Well, there's one thing I'll say for poor people. They don't go around disinheriting their children.
Well, obviously, they've got nothing to disinherit them with.
That's a good point.
do you mind if we just don't talk for a while?
Not at all. I like not to talk.
Yikes, that's getting a bit tense. You know what? I don't dig you at all. That's a great line. In honor of Marilyn Monroe, the blondest of blondes, I'm going to have this West Coast buttermilk caramelized white chocolate. It is incredibly sweet.
It's all mine from the crest of that second ridge to the north there, all the way around as far as the eye can see to the west,
Whoa.
and back around that way to just beyond Old Baldy.
Baldy? I take that personally.
Isn't that what they call timber?
Best in the world. You should see it at night with the moon and the stars over that mountain.
Look.
Sounds cold as hell, by the way. Springfield, 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 New York, New York. New York is that-a-way, man. Thanks, kid. All right. Hadley, or whatever his name is, bought us some furniture, and we got the piano back for some reason. I suppose this would be all of his stuff, so he's probably like, what the hell's going on here?
She's not back yet.
She isn't?
You want to wait?
No thanks. I think I better be going.
I'll tell her you were here.
Thank you. It seems that I've got to nip down to Washington this evening for dinner with a certain party whose name I'll tell you later.
What is this shit?
Mine, I'm going to ask you to take the plane down to Atlantic City alone.
There's a very good flight from Atlantic City, from LaGuardia Airport.
What? It's not even a real eye patch? I hope Marilyn gets the last laugh on this fake eye patch wearing son of a bitch. Oh. Mr. Denmark, what are you doing here?
When?
Yesterday. I told Shotzi you were coming back and she waited for you.
I got tied up.
Your wife?
Oh, I'm not married.
It's nice.
Flip the book around the other way.
Don't you wear glasses?
Oh, dear me, no. Whatever gives you that idea?
They're great glasses. I don't know what she's so ashamed of.
Blind as a bat.
Me too.
Oh, really? Then why aren't you wearing glasses?
Amazing.
And then something happened which cured me of that sort of thing forever.
You got a ton of cash?
I had a load of 3 different fellows I owed money to.
Well, you know what they say about girls who wear glasses.
No, tell me what they say.
Men aren't attentive to girls who wear glasses.
Then why don't you put them on, find out for yourself?
With you?
Why not?
You old romantic. Why not?
Now, before you put them on, I already think you're quite a strudel.
Oh. By the way, doesn't he have tax problems?
You look better with them on.
I do?
Gives your face a certain, mystery.
No kidding.
And distinction, a certain kind of, distinction.
Well, what do you know about that? You don't think they make me look like an old maid?
I've never seen anybody in my whole life that reminded me less of an old maid.
That's a great line as well. Who the hell wrote this movie? Because they did a tremendous job with the dialogue.
Sent this check to this fellow, this tax expert. But instead of paying the tax, he cashed the check and put the money in his own pocket.
Oh, he got fleeced.
I had to have some proof. That's why I had to get back here and get this check.
Well, how do you like that?
Oh, that's what he needed to get. Of course, that makes sense.
Is that where he is? Kansas City?
So I understand.
Well, why are you going to Atlantic City?
Who's going to Atlantic City?
Tell me some more. Tell me anything.
Wow, she is into him right now. All right, we've got clearance, Clarence. Roger. What's our Victor?
I saw a picture in Harper's Bazaar once, what they call a mountain shack. It was creamy.
I think we need to bring back creamy as an adjective to describe things.
But if you're so rich, why couldn't you build yourself a bigger one, like in Harper's Bazaar?
Rich? Who's rich?
Aren't you?
Well, that's a good one.
No, he's just got land, I guess.
But all these trees, didn't you say they were yours?
Oh, mine to watch. Sure, that's part of my job.
Whoops.
Oh, I see. What you mean is you're not interested in a man without trees. Told you then, that's what I was, a ranger.
Is that what you meant?
But what else could I have meant?
She always misses the point. Luke, go back to New York, alright? Did she say I thought you were from Texas? This doesn't look like Texas.
Maybe he'd better join the Democrats.
Not in Maine, too lonely.
Don't understand that joke. And I don't know why his dad keeps dying after every Republican rally he goes to.
You mean we're going to drive back to New York?
It'll probably be pretty expensive, but I think it's the safest way not to be seen.
Did he say expensive? I might have to use that terminology, I think. Join my Patreon, $5 dues. It's not expensive.
Sending telegrams to my wife, signed with my name. All about this unexpected business trip I was on. Worked like a charm.
You should be so proud of yourself, you prick.
I don't like to boast, of course, but if I hadn't had that little stroke of brilliance, there could have been a lot of very serious results.
He is the humble list, #1 at the top of the humble list.
Is that all the grateful you are, $5 worth of geraniums?
Look, if I gave Mrs. Brewster...
She's got some attitude now.
I'll send her a nice box of roses.
She'll love that.
Look, she's not used to expensive gifts. Anything more than flowers would upset her terribly.
Alright, mate.
What's the matter with you anyway? Everybody loves their children, even monkeys. It's a well-known law of Mother Nature.
Mother Nature never had to deal with a gigolo.
He's not wrong, I guess.
Once you get one foot on the ground, you're really quite a jerk, aren't you?
Were you trying to get crazy with S.A.? Don't you know she loco?
This side of the river, no one knows me. It's just another example of the use of intelligence in a situation like this.
Oh my god. He better eat shit so bad at some point in this movie. He's so up his own ass, so arrogant, and such a cheating, lying scumbag. Who are these guys? 5-0?
You know, if you've got intelligence, you don't need luck.
Are you sure you're not on the lam?
Oh, wait a minute. Is he just a criminal? What the hell are we doing? You're allowed to have press in the middle of the George Washington Bridge now? And by now, I mean 70 years ago?
And the city of New York extends its hearty congratulations to the happy couple driving a 50 millionth car across...
Oh, no! Sucked in.
Thank you again, Mrs. Page.
So wait, what? Now she's just selling all the stuff again?
The trouble with you is you're strictly a hamburger with onions, dame, and won't admit it.
I wonder how long it took you to work that one out.
My guess is that I know you better than you know yourself.
What the fuck are you talking about, man? You've spoken to her for like 10 seconds.
Do you seriously believe that having money automatically brings you happiness?
Oh, no, but it doesn't automatically depress me either. It's no use, Tommy boy. Just as soon as I finish this horse burger, I never want to see you again.
What was that whole interaction there? That seemed crucial to their relationship, and I don't follow it at all.
How about taking a look at Miss Liberty today?
Christ, Tommy boy, what are you doing? Tommy.
I already said okay. What else do you want me to say about it?
As soon as we get off this barge, I never want to see you again.
And in classic romantic 1950s fashion, he's like, oh, I'm gonna cross that boundary. Don't you worry. There we go.
I mean it, I tell you. Just as soon as we get home, I never want to see you.
But he's got money. Doesn't he work for somewhere? He gets to sit there and look at models or something? I'm not entirely sure what his job is.
May I come in?
Oh, okay. Are you fresh from your prostate examination, old man? What's going on? Alright, so she ends up with a rich old man. Marilyn Monroe ends up with the tax cheat. And Loco ends up with I don't know. Is she gonna go back to old what's his name? The Ranger?
Well, Pardon me, but my name is Ding Dong.
Oh, how do you do?
Ding Dong? What the hell are these names?
Isn't that wonderful? Oh, and he's a doll, a perfect doll.
So is she now going to help her friends out? Or is she like, see you later, bitches, I'm out?
Oh, I went back to Maine.
Did you now?
I got married up there.
Whoa!
No, he's a forest ranger.
Well, that's not bad. If you get enough of those trees, they're really worth something.
So all those trees don't burn down.
Well, how can he make any dough out of that?
He doesn't much.
But he's got a big dick or something, doesn't he? Is that where we're going?
You have the license, I suppose.
Yeah, right here.
They are getting married super crazy quick, aren't they? Or is this... Did I miss a 2 weeks? 2 months later? Hello, glasses. What are you doing here?
Congratulations, honey. We read about it on the plane. I think it's just creamy.
It's so creamy.
15 mil.
Brother.
Give or take a mil.
Wait. What's going on with these numbers?
I could have pegged that guy as a phony when I was 8 years old.
Well, not Stuart. I married Freddie.
Freddie? Who he?
Who he?
I got on this plane to Kansas City.
I thought you were going to Atlanta.
I love that her blindness ended up working out to her benefit.
Then he went up to break this guy's neck, but his glasses fell off.
Whose glasses?
Freddie's. And the guy nearly broke his neck.
You mean he's blind, too?
Blinder than me. And this is Paula.
Glad to meet you.
Holy Toledo.
Pardon me, Mrs. Page.
Yeah?
Mr. Hanley would like to know if there's to be a maid of honor.
If he can find one.
Can't I be it?
So wait, she wanted to get married and now she doesn't give a shit about it? She's like, yeah, whatever, who cares?
Don't you worry. I'm going to get even with him yet. I just have to lay a little low for a while.
We're going underground right after the ceremony.
You know what, Paula? I want to see a sequel of this movie where we follow them two. It's very weird that this wedding is happening in the apartment. It's almost like they just had like a very limited number of sets. They probably spent all the money on their airplane and train live shots.
My ankle. Can you take me back?
Well, yes, of course.
What is this?
Wouldn't you like to talk it over first, Luke and Paula?
Those bubbleheads.
Why do you say that?
Did you see what those two goofballs turned up with?
Yeah, I saw Luke's forest ranger.
I mean, Luke's forest ranger is fine, but the other one is a little bit problematic, I think.
And who is your young man?
What young man?
The one you're in love with.
Oh, Tom. Of course, it's Tom.
It's a sin and a shame, but I guess I've got to admit it.
You know what? It's kind of sweet that this movie has the old man that's going for a chick way, way, way younger than him, and he's like, you know what? Go and enjoy life with somebody your own age. I'm the nice old man.
He won't say, but that's nothing to me. I already know.
What?
He's a gas pump jockey.
No, he's cashed up. Well, there's a character out there who looks like a gas pump jockey to me.
Has he got on a tie?
No tie.
And at a formal ceremony. You see what I mean?
Why do you put so much stock in ties, lady?
Now, just a minute, J.D.
He does dress like a homeless man at a formal event, though. I do agree.
She obviously likes gas pump jockeys better than millionaires. What do you want to do? Disillusion the girl? Mr. Brooksman, darling.
Okay, what is going on here? What is the relationship with JD and Brookman?
Hey, what about a cheese dog burger this time?
That's a good idea.
Can we get 2 cheese dog burgers for Loco?
Oh, I should say in the neighborhood of $14, give or take a nickel.
And I want to hear from Mr. Filler Up. Just what would you estimate your fortune at?
Oh, about 200 million, I should.
200 mil? Damn.
Some automobile stock, the Brookman building, And of course, Brookman, Pennsylvania.
He's rolling around with a fucking roll of hundreds. But he's right though, they're all gonna look at him way different now.
Gentlemen.
Oh, it's just the women that
To our wives.
passed out. I think you guys should be able to cash in as well a little bit. Yeah, like this is a whole big old sextuple. For six. And sex. That movie was amazing. For 2024 standards and for 1954 standards. That was hilarious. That movie wasn't... put it this way. The whole thing is built around like women feeling like the only path in life is to get married. And whatever. That's just the way it was back then. But it didn't feel sleazy. Even the sleazy character seemed to be kind of self-aware that it was a little bit sleazy, and he sort of like bequeathed the woman to another dude, which was a little bit weird, but it was a nice sentiment, and it was a nice little scene where whatever his name is, bloody Tom, we found out that he was hiding this from her and all that kind of shit. It's a great message in this movie. The whole message of like, you don't have to marry for money and things like that. It's kind of a weirdly, surprisingly sweet-hearted movie, considering the title of it, How to Marry a Millionaire. None of them, well, I guess with the exception of Miss Page. But the message of this wasn't marry a millionaire. The message of this was, marry for love. Or marry somebody because they're blind and a fugitive, and marry somebody because he's got a big dick, which I assume is the case with the Ranger. Honestly, all the male characters in this were pretty forgettable. To be honest, I barely remember any of their names. Loco was great. I feel like they could have even cranked up the humor with her a little bit more as well. Miss Page was a little bit, she was a little bit of a wet blanket, I guess, because she's the one that's a bit older and a little bit more jaded about everything. But Marilyn Monroe definitely stole the show in this one. The jokes about her not being able to use her eyes properly, being blind is what I'm trying to say. They always just caught me off guard at the perfect time. And that's what I was saying during the reaction. Whoever wrote this movie did a tremendous job with the dialogue, and just everything goes together very, very well. There's no real, lull in this movie. There's no real, criticism or lurching plot points or anything like that. I mean, you have to suspend your disbelief to a degree. But they did a tremendous job of packing all of the story into a fairly short runtime and making it feel very, very casual and very, very... I'm guessing, this story, if you cut it down, would be incredibly short, because there were a lot of scenes in this movie that were just long scenes with a train or an aeroplane or 7 minutes of an orchestra or a long picture of New York Harbor and stuff. And I know that when this came out, seeing anything on film was still a pretty big deal, and I'm guessing that when this movie came out, it was a massive, massive hit. But for my first Marilyn Monroe experience, this was a hell of a laugh, and all of her movies this funny, because that character was just hilarious the whole time. All the dialogue, everything. Like I say, it's just a high quality, well-written, well-produced, well-acted movie. And I'm sure there's a ton of flaws in it, and stuff that is a flaw purely based on a choice, stuff that's a flaw because it's a very old movie and it's antiquated in a lot of ways, but none of it matters. Everything to this movie just points towards have a good time and enjoy the laughs. But let me know in the comments what your favorite scene from this movie is. Mine is probably any scene with Marilyn when that dude was running in and out of the house, and she would just keep talking to him mid-conversation, and he just kind of fudged his way through it. Those scenes were all hilarious. But let me know in the comments what your favorite scenes were. Don't forget to subscribe here on YouTube and go to patreon.com/FWCI if you want to have a full-length watch-along version of this reaction and watch the whole movie with me. And as always, everyone, be well, stay safe, look after your friends. See you in the next video. Peace!